All right, guys, welcome to the MMA Fight Game Podcast. We're here with a very special guest in Mus'Aib Baiyina. He has a massive fight this weekend, June 23rd, at Unified MMA 51 in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
Moose actually had just gotten his first pro win about 6 weeks before this bout. He gets right back on the horse to get the momentum going for himself again. Moose, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm feeling well. I'm well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you fight out of the Mighty Vicious Elite Gym in Hornell, New York, led by Haas Coates, as well as Synthesis Martial Arts, led by Casey Lamb in Rochester, New York. Do you split your time between both those camps?
Yeah, I split my time between them, and then just depending on how I'm feeling, for a camp where I think I may need to go, I may spend some more time in one place than another, and then but those are the main two camps, two gyms that I'm at when I'm in Rochester.
Now I mean, for the not in the know, obviously Vicious Elite is very well known for their striking. Haas being the ISK director, and obviously you got Casey Lamb at Synthesis Brazilian martial arts. Used to be jiu-jitsu. Obviously, that's a ground school. Obviously, UFC bound soon. John Piersma's over there as well. So based on who your opponent is, does that dictate kind of where you go based on the opponent at a particular fight that you take?
I mean, like I said, I kind of split time just regularly between, and get my sparring. I even go over with Jake Bone, get some sparring in over there, and we run some drills, techniques, and stuff too here and there. So I'm probably the most traveled fighter in this area, man. I'm all over the place in Rochester. Then I'll leave town. I've been up to TriStar. I've been down South Florida, working with the Black Zillions. I went to American Combat gyms, a whole bunch of places. I work with Phil DeRue, a whole bunch of people. Just adding and adding more things to I can have my arsenal.
Yeah, I was up. I took a little road trip with John Piersma and Nat Cabo over the weekend up to Wilmington for Combat FC4, and those guys had nothing but very positive things to say about you. That you have a lot of potential, and it's great that you got that first W a few weeks back. Now you bounce around just to add more tools to the tool belt to become a more well-rounded mixed martial artist.
I think that's one of the reasons. Other reasons you have to get these rounds with these higher level guys. You have to see where you at. It's good to get them in the gym than finding out in the cage where a check can be on the line, your health is on the line. So I've been able to spar with a lot of guys higher level, some UFC guys, and I feel good. I feel good, definitely.
Yeah, what UFC guys of note? I mean, obviously TriStar is known for Roy McDonald, GSP, South Florida. I'm assuming you're talking about American Top Team, right?
Oh no, I ain't going American Top Team. No.
No, Black Zillions. Who's with Black Zillions now? My
All right,
apologies to that camp.
so Black Zillions is just getting rebooted back up. Rashad is rebooting Black Zillions up, but it was mainly Sanford will now Kill Cliff FC. So I've actually been in their gym too. They'll have some guys come through. One of my guys that I work with, he was coaching kickboxing, was like Evan Elder. He just got into the UFC not too long ago. When I was down there, I was working a lot with Des Green. Of course, I worked with Rashad. I've worked with Greg Hardy. So a lot of good UFC guys. I mean, it's a little bit longer of a list too. And then like when I was in TriStar, it's just UFC guys all over the place. So you can get around here and around there with a dude that's in the UFC or PFL or Bellator. And starting to ramp back up because I know Canada was kind of weird in getting into the country for a while, but like guys started to come back and get into the dorm. So I stayed in the dorms for a few weeks up there. So
Yeah. Now Rashad's from Niagara Falls as well. Is that how the connection was formed with you two guys, or is it kind of you just showing up and that's how the relationship
it
formed?
was weird. It was just by chance, man. I just went down there because I went down there on a visit. So I was like kind of just doing a little, basically how a football kid will go to colleges and see, hey, what school is gonna be best for me type deal. I went to a few different places. So I was down in South Florida. I went to check out American Top Team and they didn't even let me in the door. Like it was still kind of like COVID times, but it was after COVID times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I went to Sanford, and Sanford was a little more welcoming actually. They just put me in Hard Knocks 365, because I was still part of the amateurs. So, they kind of, run them through Hard Knocks 365. And then once you start to get into the pros, they'll send you over to Sanford. And then, everybody's there. Michael Chandler, Usman, Gilbert Burns, everybody's there. So, it was good to go there and see those guys. And like, I've seen them work, you know, like it's, it's good work over there for sure. And so one day I was like there and I was just like I've trained and I was just chilling and I was getting me an acai bowl. And then like when I was leaving, like it's like somebody's like blowing a horn at me. I'm like, who's blowing a horn at me? I'm like, I don't know nobody down here. Pulls up, it happens to be Rashad Evans. So I talked to him, I chopped it up. He was telling me what his plans were and what he was about to do. And that he thought I was Tyrone Spong. That's why he blew the horn at me. Because Tyrone was, and the funny thing is, Tyrone was in there. I'm like, no, I'm not Tyrone, nah. But from a distance, I guess I look like him. But yeah, Tyrone was cool. But yeah, he chopped it up with me. He told me his plans, what he's about to do. Said he's working with some bigger guys, and he got some guys that he's, trying to get the Black Zillions back going. But he's kind of like doing a little bit of work with some guys at Sanford and stuff like that. So but he's breaking off and rebuilding the Black Zillions name. So after that, I kind of just was working with him when I was down there. And that was like that same camp that I went out there and I had a viral knockout. So and then after that went pro.
Yeah, absolutely. Now down in Sanford, was like Uber prospect Ian Gary or Shakov Rachmanov there during your times or no?
So Ian Gary, actually me and Ian Gary, we were both at because I was working with Phil Daru at Daru Strong. So Ian Gary was down there training, and so we were doing strength and conditioning together. So he's down there. He's pretty cool cat. He works with Brandon Gallagher right now for his strength and conditioning. So Brandon's freaking dope. I work with Jose. Uh, yeah, the whole crew down there at the Daru Strong is pretty dope. But yeah, and then like I was able to just work with other UFC people down there too. So and like really good up and comers that were coming up. So
Yeah, so it's obviously iron sharpens iron. Were you born in Rochester or where are you from?
yeah, I'm born in Rochester, man.
Where'd
West
you go to high
Side, man.
school?
I went to Charlotte and then I went to Gates.
Okay. And did you
Yeah.
wrestle then?
Yeah, I wrestled at Charlotte and then I took a couple years off and then I wrestled at Gates for a couple years. So my junior year and my senior year.
Okay. Now, you got to talk shit to Rashad, right? Obviously,
Oh
Rashad,
man.
being a Section 6 wrestler, doesn't
Yeah.
have too fond of memories of us Section 5 boys.
Section 5, man. Section 5, the best section in New York State, man. Period,
So,
man. We got
so,
all the guys.
so
I
you
mean,
got to go up to Rashad and be like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but,
what,
I'm from Section 5. And he'll know exactly who it is because when we were out there in Vegas for one UFC fight, we ran into Rashad. He goes, "Where are you guys from?" I go, "Rochester," and he's like, "Section 5." You got to talk, man. Shit. Or what we'll do is we'll get you a Section 5 wrestling shirt. And you got to wear that to practice one
that
day.
purple shirt, man.
Absolutely. So obviously, you were a full contact promotions alumni. a promotion that I work near and dear with. That's kind of how we met at Rage in the Cage 22.
Yeah.
We met. You amassed a 4-2 record. Obviously, you mentioned that you had that viral knockout. What? How did you determine when it was the right time to go pro versus not?
Oh no, I mean it just felt like the right time. I mean, I was double champion. I was 85 champ. I was 205 champ. Uh, it was just right time. I was thinking about it before that. Like I was thinking about it before that, but I was like, you know what? Let me get a couple more fights in, and I felt good. And then after that, I mean, it was a nice way to cap off amateur. So
Yeah. And then you had two bouts at CES that didn't go your way, but obviously this past one on May 12th, you got your first professional win via stoppage, which I appreciate because I was actually in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I subscribed to Fight Pass again because my code wasn't working. So Dana White got two fees out of me for the month.
yeah.
And I actually watched you finish that fight. Talk me through that fight and the emotions and everything you went through.
Oh man, it was just like for me, it was just business as usual. Honestly, just I came off of two losses against two really good guys. Yuri Pamperov, he's still ranked number 1 right now. I took that fight because he was number 1 guy at 205. Coming out of the amateurs, and he was 1-0. I'm coming out of the amateurs. I was number 1, number 2 in the Northeast. So I mean, that's the type of fight the big promotions want to see. They want to see you going against another good guy, not ducking people and stuff like that. So but I'm not a 205er, right? I may not be the 180. I might not even be a 185er.
I
Maybe a
agree. I agree with that. Actually, I was going to ask you that. I'm going to keep the thought about your fights. I was going to ask you. You get to that next level. Meeting you and things. I think you look like a 170. Can you get to 170?
Rashad himself said, you're welterweight. You're 170 here. So, but yeah, we may see that by the end of the year, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just going to that fight, and then the Frank Collins fight was definitely a fight. It was just like some tactical and technical errors I made there, man. That was definitely a winnable fight for me. I just, I went out there and fought definitely for sure. Just a couple errors that kind of just led to it being a different type of night for me. And then this fight right here, man, like I said, we just kind of just cleaned up some things. I took some time off. That last fight was in September last year, so come back and it's May. Just gave me some time, just chill back, relax. Make sure I like this. I want to do this. And add some things to the arsenal. And then like I said, I just made a random trip up to TriStar, literally in the middle of camp, and said I'm about to just go up here and just see what it is. And learn some things in a really short amount of time. And, that kind of also attributed to that finish too. But it was definitely a great finish. Felt good. I mean, I know how to do this. I know how to fight.
Yeah, it looked really well rounded. Like your guy. I mean, listening to the commentators, it seemed like your guy was really well hyped, but you squashed all that based on. I mean, that guy had no answers. John had no answers for you at all. And then when you went up to TriStar, were you working with Faraz and then his brother who just had a viral knockout a week ago or so?
Yeah, Faraz is a heck of a coach. And everything he speaks is pretty much gold. So he'll come up to you, and then like I said, it's just now where more people are starting to come in, but he'll come up to you and he'll put in his 2 cents. You need to do this like this, and this is gonna happen like this. But like everything that he like his sequences are amazing. So it's like if you bring that in, you drill those, it just gets better and better for you and worse for the opponent. And a lot of good guys. I got some good reps with some good guys. Like Alex Garcia, he was like UFC for a minute. I wrote with him, man. It was crazy roll, man. Uh, just getting some good work with those guys for sure, man.
Yeah.
And then Eamon is just really cool. All those guys, everybody's cool. They really good information to give. Eamon is really super cool.
Yeah, I've never met like a douchebag MMA fighter at all. Everybody and the whole family and the fraternity and the brotherhood and the sisterhood talking about men and women in MMA. I've never met anybody that's like mean, nasty, rude. Pretty uncommon. In other sports, some people can't be bothered, but um,
I
you know,
think everybody has the same type of path. You're gonna get humble, you know. So you just got to understand that. And then I think as you go up higher and higher and higher the totem pole of where these guys are competing at, they're nicer and nicer and nicer because they have a great opportunity in front of them. They get to do what they want to do, and I mean it's life.
yeah. Now, did you get any rounds with the goat GSP?
I didn't get any rounds with the go. I did. Uh, but there was like a practice like the week I was leaving, and they finally they told me about like GSP has like his own like practice. It's kind of private, but like they like invited me, and I was leaving that week. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I was definitely want to go back. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some in. But it was really cool to see him too, you know. So it's they're there
Did you
right there.
partake in that practice?
No, I left that week. So they
Um,
told me. I was like, yeah, I was leaving. It was for fight week and stuff. So yeah.
oh,
But
so
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, hopefully next time I make a trip up there. Yeah. I like it up there for sure.
Yeah, Faraz is an OG. Can almost make an argument that Faraz, Jake Bone is the OG here to what Faraz is up in Canada for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know, and so
And,
you have
and,
a
and low key, man, like I understand, like I'm older than all these guys, man. Like Jake's like probably the only person that's older than me, man. But like I've been doing this for a long time, you know. I've been training like since I was 21. I'm 30. You know, I've been here. Like people know me. So, when I go out there, it's like it's for me to go out there and miss on two opportunities, and like it made me feel bad, made me feel some type of way, like big brother, ain't doing what he's supposed to do. So, come out here and do what I'm supposed to do last fight, and then I'm about to go out here and uh I'm gonna put on performance, come Friday night for sure.
yeah,
Back rolling, and some other things that I had to tighten up around me, but we're tight for sure.
yeah. And what's your end goal? What's your goal? You're on the regional scene now. Are you trying to get a contract with the UFC, PFL, Bellator? What's your goal?
I think honestly, if you sign up for this, man, you shouldn't sign up to be like wanting to half-ass it, honestly. So I mean, it's to be the best in the world, get a world championship, So it's things that you gotta improve on and add to your arsenal and work up the way. And like I said, you're gonna see some new things come Friday night, show some stuff off, and then like I said, I'm gonna continue to fight tough guys, whoever they put in front of me. I kind of take like that Rob Whitaker stance on things, like they put whoever in front of me, and just we find a way to beat them. You get if you get time and preparation to prepare for somebody, you get 8 weeks, you get 12 weeks to prepare for somebody, you can find a way to beat them. So uh that's what I take it. And keep climbing and climbing and climbing. UFC, world championship. I got all the right people around me to do that.
For sure.
I can work with the people who've been there already. Rashad Evans has been a champion. He's been a Hall of Famer. Faraz Zahabi is coach champions. He's got Hall of Famers. So and then I got good people around here in Rochester too that they're really good. They put people in great positions. So like I said, I'm on a goal, and we're gonna be on a straight and narrow and work to the top for sure.
I love it. And so, how did this fight come up? Obviously, your opponent had one opponent. They moved him to a different opponent. This opponent is a debuting opponent who has a 2-2 amateur record, ton of canceled bouts that he had. How did that bout come up, and what do you know about your opponent for is it Friday night or Saturday night?
Friday night, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Friday. Do they do that not to compete with the UFC? Do you know?
I think so. I believe so. I mean, especially like, Saturday night is a heck of a freaking fight. Ilya Tapuria and Emmett, man. I'm excited to see that. So
Well, I'm going to tell you something. It's actually in the afternoon. It's at like
it's
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Oh,
Yeah, it's at 3 o'clock because it's on ABC. The main
oh,
card is on ABC. That also has the very talented Amanda Ribas and Macy Barber going head to head. I'm
fan of
just
those girls.
what's that?
I said I'm a fan of those girls.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Amanda Ribas for sure. Macy Barber is very nice as well. I actually met her last year at the UFC Fight Pass Invitational Grappling. She was super nice. So yeah, that card I'm looking right now. But so how did that fight come up with your opponent?
Yeah, it definitely just kind of just popped up right after CES. Uh, just got contacted about it. Did a little research on it. Looked like a great opportunity. So just to keep active, keep rolling. I think that was my biggest thing is keep active. Uh, After this fight, may be able to still get another 2 fights in this year for sure. So get things back rolling where it needs to be and back on track.
Yeah, because I don't know if you follow our Twitter or not, but I also announced that your promotion, you got your first win on CES, is actually doing a fight card next door to the TD Garden Arena. I think that's the name of it, in Boston the night before UFC 292.
Oh,
So
CES?
yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I'm probably gonna be on that then.
So
So
but
we're gonna see what that is.
yeah, so just so you know, the fight card for UFC starts Saturday at noon. It starts with Tatsuro Tiara, which is a Asian athlete who's amazing. You got Trevor Peak. You got a
I like
banger of a fight in Jillian Robertson and Tabitha Ricci.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's that's a heck of a fight right there. Jillian's really good jujitsu, but
yep.
Tabitha has really, really good jujitsu too. So I don't know if that may stalemate, but we'll see where it goes where when it comes to striking too.
Yeah.
So I think Jillian's a bit taller than Tabitha, but that should be a heck of a matchup right there.
And then you also have Neil Magny versus Phil Rowe on the
Oh,
on
that's like a mirror matchup, honestly.
So that yeah, so starts at noon. So I'm helping you out. So once you get that dub, you can celebrate by watching a banger of a card earlier in the morning than you normally would. We don't have to be up
Yeah.
until like 2 o'clock in the morning our time watching this stuff.
Hey man, I watch pretty much every single fight, man. If
Right.
if I'm not doing anything extra or whatever,
Yeah.
my main priority is to watch fights, see what's going on. Hey, and I think that's a big thing. You gotta study what's going on, study what's going on in your division, study like the little different things. There's gonna be flashes in the pan that people are gonna try to use in a fight. Uh, you know, so you gotta just see what's going on for sure.
Yeah. And then so what do you know about your opponent, Caesar Bonilla?
So Cesar Bonilla, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got his gym, black belt. I've done a lot of research on his jiu-jitsu matches. Couldn't really find anything on his actual fighting or striking, but I think we'll have a great advantage in the striking. And then in the grappling, we we found some things, see some things that we could take advantage of. And like I said, the last guy I fought, I think was a brown belt or something like that. But you know, as you heard Charles Rosa say on the broadcast, your brown belt goes to a purple belt, to a blue belt, to a white belt when you're getting hit. So That's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, this guy hasn't fought in 7 years as well. So
Yeah, it's a lot of things, man. Once I start getting back on the road, man, it's definitely a lot of pressure. Just to fight me for one, and then I'll put the pressure on you, and then it's lights, and it's the 5 minutes, 5 round, 5 minutes. He's not gonna have the cardio to keep up with me, and like I can go, I can definitely go. And then like if you want to make it dirty, I'm one of the dirtiest ones out there to get it. So. But I really think it's gonna be a clean finish. It's gonna be relatively early. And then I think this is the first guy I've fought that's not as tall as me or taller than me. So uh, I I really believe it's gonna be clean finish. Been doing what I'm supposed to do.
yeah. And then you when you go down to 170, you'll be one of the taller ones, right?
Yeah, yeah. Other than freaking Hamza, right?
If he can even make weight and avoid those Italian dinners before weigh-ins.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have a massive fight Friday night, June 23rd at 8 o'clock. It is available on UFC Fight Pass if people don't want to venture out across the border to see you scrap. You got some great commentators calling your fight, and Aaron Bronstetter and proper Mike Malott. It looks like you're like the second or third fight in on the night. We wish you nothing but the best. We definitely will be watching wherever we are. We might have a high school graduation, but my girlfriend will understand that we got to watch Moose fight for sure.
Yes,
But
sir.
good luck. Hold on one